As an inescapable event at the end of everyone's life, it wouldn't be too surprising to develop anxiety in wait of its eventual coming. Thanatophobia is the fear of death, a fear so intense that it keeps those yet to die from living. But is there really no way to prevent one's passing and be immortal? Answering the question is Long Dream, a short story by Junji Itō that explores, along with that of dying, another lesser fear present in some unfortunate people's lives: oneirophobia, the fear of dreams. Similarly to thanatophobia, cause of this terror is the unknown, that which lies after falling asleep. Only that, in one case, resting is not eternal. Sigmund Freud called dreams a royal road to consciousness that makes it possible to look into the unconscious mind. But what is the unconscious mind, if not the place where all of one's fears and aspirations lie exiled from our consciousness? Tetsuro Mukoda is a patient who is carefully being monitored by Dr. Kuroda, claiming that his dreams have been growing longer to the point of lasting days in his own mind and negatively impacting his everyday life. Dr. Kuroda hardly believes the patient's words at first, speculating that he may just be under the impression of spending a certain amount of time in his head. But after further observation, the medic is forced to change his mind. The moment Tetsuro falls in deep sleep, even if they last for an instant, convulsions and very high brain activity can be registered, proof of experiencing the long dream. With each night rapidly dragging the period elapsing inside of his mind, the man's time is running short, as soon he'll be dreaming for centuries, with no way of knowing what will happen to him. In fact, if all he dreamt were pleasant dreams, there would be no major problem. But what if it was a decades-long nightmare? The problem of Tetsuro's unknown condition does not simply revolve around the traumatic or delightful experience he cannot escape in the dream, but first and foremost around the consequences out of it. Since the longer he is stuck in his imagination, the more alienated he turns from reality, as every morning it becomes increasingly harder for the man to recall the events of even the previous day. First, he'd be dreaming just for a few hours, then months, a year, 10, 50 years. All actually passing in one instant in the real world. The horror of such a sickness resides in the fact that, just like death, sleeping and dreaming are unavoidable. In other words, the dreamer is prey of the world designed by their subconscious as soon as their eyes rest closed long enough. While no human has complete control over reality, surely there is even less in nightmares and dreams, seeing their irrational and surreal nature. While reality may be considered chaotic but neutral toward man, dreams, on the other hand, deeply influenced by one's subconscious, may romantically go along with the dreamer's wishes or frighteningly against them, since what are dreams if not ways to channel the dreamer's thoughts, feelings, desires and fears? Living so many different lifetime scenarios, Tetsuro slowly starts to lose his ego, his sense of self, with his mind lost wandering in a different time and space, as if the subconscious was taking over while awake. Affected by the long dreams, the man's body begins to change, as an exterior reflection of each existence lived overnight, until, drastically mutated, he wakes from a dream of thousands of years and is unable to tell that from reality, as he believes to be married to Mami, another patient who's being treated for a serious case of thanatophobia. After causing trouble for mistaking the woman for his wife, Tetsuro is told all the thousands of years he spent with her in his sleep were not real, that having seen Mami the night before, his subconscious must have been stimulated to dream of her. As time is slowly but surely running out, the realization that perhaps one day Tetsuro's dream will never end has him wonder what happens to the man who wakes from an endless dream. Not long after, unable to leave the patient's side all night, Dr. Kuroda understands that Tetsuro has indeed fallen into an infinite dream. In the morning, upon waking up, the creature's body disintegrates, though his spirit had long departed for that never-ending mirage. Left with many doubts and the patience remains. After examination, Dr. Kuroda finds alien crystals in what's left of the brain and a solution to Mami's thanatophobia. By administering those very crystals to the girl, who begins showing Tetsuro's symptoms, the medic has gifted her the ability to dream and live forever. Though she will eventually die too in reality, her mind will have been deceived of forever living in an endless dream, even if just in a second. Dr. Kuroda's discovery begs the ethical question: would it be just to imprison dying people in an eternity lying within an instant, deluding them about living forever when outside they are on the verge of death instead? Humanity in a way would finally defeat death and nothingness by moving into an inner universe, though such a place could never be left, and nobody could realize to be trapped in it either. Moreover, what kind of infinite world would it be? A dream or a nightmare?